19th of February 2013. We're parked at Tullibaccart and we're going up the Ledcrieff Loch and the Long Loch. That was a beautiful day, no wind, very cold. We decided to walk up over the top. We'll get a good view of the Long Loch once we're up on the top of this hill. That's looking over towards Newtile. Still a bit of snow on the grampians behind. Beautiful day, but cold. We've turned off the path there at the top and now we're climbing up onto this bit. Once we get onto the top there, you'll get good views of the Long Loch. Still slogging away up this hill. That's the top, just up there. Then we'll go down along to the Long Loch. Beautiful views. That's Craig Owl away in the background there, behind that little loching.
That's Kilpurny Hill there.
That's Kilpurny at the back. That's Lundie Craigs there, just off our path. And Kilpurny's away in the background. Newtile. And then looking round towards Craig Owl and Sidlaws. Beautiful. This is busy time at the high bit here. Then we start going round and we'll get a view of the Long Loch further along. That's looking onto Lundie Craigs there. We're coming back over that way. Over that way. That's Lundie Craigs. Good view of them. And the TV mast at the top. That's the bit we've just come down. We've come along here. This is some of our group coming up along here, and then we're heading towards the Long Loch now. And that's Lundie Craigs. The television mast at the top. We'll end up going up there on the way back. That's the Long Loch there now, and Kilpurny on the right. So we're going round the right hand side of the loch and then climbing up to the left there. That's it, the Long Loch. It's a good view of the Long Loch there. Kilpurny just slightly to the right of the loch. What a beautiful day. Don't get many days like this. I'm now walking along the right hand side of the Long Loch. Might stop for lunch along here. There is a picnic area. That's the loch just down there. Still a bit of snow lying about, but beautiful today. Across this bridge here, still making our way up the right hand side of the loch. And just down at the loch side there are some holiday huts of some kind, just there on the loch side. That's us come round the Long Loch now. We're at the far end and we're to be climbing up here, quite a steep bit, and then right along the top to Lundie Craigs, which is away along there. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll have lunch once we get up this steep bit.
He says it was that a good day.
That's us on the top now, out of breath. So we'll probably have lunch here. Still blue sky and no wind. And looking along the way we're going, there's a monument along there beside that tree, and then along to the Craigs of Lundie. That's the mast there, and the Long Loch is just down below me here. It's 1 o'clock and we've stopped for lunch. It's beautiful, sitting in the sunshine just at the top of the hill there. And then we move along the top now, right along there to the monument and along to the pylons at the far end. We're at that tower now. I don't know what it commemorates at all. There's no plaque or anything on it. And some of the crowd are still coming up the path here and looking over towards Kinpurney, and then the Grampians covered in snow in the background. The views are stupendous here, really beautiful views. Looking up Glen Isla, and then Schiehallion, you can make out Schiehallion covered in snow in the background there. That's a view of the Long Loch, looking back from the path that we're walking on, going along the ridge. A nice view, but hazy at the coast. So there's a really boggy bit here. Come through a very marshy bit and snow's still lying. Really muddy. We've not far to go to the masts on the top. That's the top there now, and the masts on Lundie Craigs. That's us on the top now. That's the pylons there. So we're going to go along the top of the crags and then go down onto the path to Ledcrieff Loch. Still beautiful, it's 2 o'clock. That's on the top of the Craigs there, and looking along towards Ledcrieff Loch. There's the low path down below there. So we're going along the top, and then we have a steep incline to go down. This is quite a dicey bit here. Path gets very near to the edge and just down to the lower path, and there's Ledcrieff Loch there. That's us on our way down this steep bit now. Come through a couple of small snowfields, and that's looking back up the way again towards the Long Loch. The way we came in the morning was over this hill here. We came over that top of that hill on the far side. That's the way we went up to the Long Loch. Well, we didn't go down the very steep bit at the end of that path. We cut through a gate into what used to be the wood, and it takes us along to the end of Ledcrieff Loch. So we'll push on now to get to the end of the loch. Well, we've come down through the wood there, and the path comes down to the edge of the loch. Loch's frozen there, and that's looking back up towards Lundie Craigs there. But we now hit the main path just down here, goes right and straight back to the car park at Tullibaccart. 3 o'clock. That's us back at the van. Probably about 7 miles. 7, maybe 7.5. A good walk, and that's the cloud coming over now. The temperature's dropping.